East Van Stories Podcast, episode 52, the Hildon Hotel, Slumlord, Jackie Cohen. Hope everybody's doing great out there tonight. Doing a quick episode of East Van Stories Podcast. This is about the Hildon Hotel at 50 West Cordova Street in Vancouver, British Columbia, downtown Eastside Hastings, that area. It's an SRO, a single room occupancy, and it's like literally living at hell on earth. You can see the picture from that's how old the building is and now and shit like that. Nothing's changed inside. It's all old as fuck. Cockroaches everywhere, mice, rats everywhere and shit like that. Like they got in the bathrooms, they got the roof where they're caved in. That are like dropping down on people's heads and shit like that while they're using the bathroom. There's bugs everywhere. All the toilets are always clogged. It's disgusting. She upped the rent so much that it's just totally fucked people completely over that usually only can afford those $500 rents. Now is $500 room is like a $700 room. She upped the rent to cover the cost for cable that was basic cable in there because the place is so old you can't even get digital cable in there. You can only get basic cable, but she charged an extra $50 on the rent for the cover the cost for cable, and then a month later got all the cable taken out but kept the money up still like that. She'll charge everybody for the cable, but you know what I mean. So she's like a total slumlord. Like the place has never been renovated. All the bathrooms are always out of commission, clogged up with human waste. It's disgusting. Bugs, mice, rats in the basement and shit like that. It's just terrible. All she does ever done is paint over the dirt, over the yellow stained walls and shit like that. Like it's so old, it has radiators in the rooms from 1950, and all it is just a bedroom. A single room occupancy is no kitchen, no bathroom, just a room. So you know what I mean? She's charging way too much for these places. It's terrible. It's sad to see people that are living in those conditions because I've lived in those conditions before. You know what I mean? I've unfortunately have lived in a place like this before. It's just terrible, and you do not want to live in a place like this. And I know for a fact that this is going on because I have friends that are still living in that place. I'm not going to name names, obviously, but they're living under these terrible conditions. She used to have catered meals on Thursdays and Fridays, good meals from a restaurant made professionally for the tenants in there. She charged more for that tacked more on top of the rent to cover that cost. Now they're not catered meals; they're shelter meals. They're food that the homeless get from free meals from shelters and stuff like that. It's a mix of soup, potatoes, and just shit mix. It's disgusting. Not good for anybody. Nobody likes it. A couple people ate it and got food poisoning. It's just she's just a total slumlord like that. She's super rich. She's a multi-millionaire. Owned a big company, Army, Navy in Vancouver and shit like that. Family's had money, been millionaires, and she's just a slumlord. She doesn't put any money into the building to help the tenants. She just takes, and it's terrible, man. And somebody need to expose this shit, and I'm doing that because I have friends that still live in there and they're living under these conditions and shit like that, and it's terrible. There's no security in the building. It's just terrible. You don't feel safe when you're living in there because they let anybody and their dogs up in the building. You know what I mean? People harassing fucking tenants, people, homeless people staying in the bathrooms and stuff like that, just locking themselves in the bathrooms and shit like that. There's just no peace living in a place like that. I'm just telling you that, it's just terrible. And my heart goes out to all the people that still live in those conditions. It's not fair, and it just sucks to see people struggling and living in those conditions and paying a higher normal rent than what the place is worth. And the rent keeps going up because she always. Every time she's legally allowed to up the rent, she does. Obviously, she's completely greedy, and it's just sad, man. And the elevator's always out of commission. Somebody was trapped in the building for 3.5 months. A disabled person, because the elevator was out of commission for a whole 3.5 months one summer. It was terrible. The guy was stuck in the building, could not leave, man, because he was immobile and shit like that. That's terrible. The elevator's always out of commission all the time like that. People are stuck in the building. It's terrible, man. I just wish I had to say something about this because it just pisses me off so bad that it just makes me sick to see her just do nothing but profit from this place and take from the tenants who are less fortunate and you know what I mean, the poor people of the community and stuff like that, and they need somebody to say something, so I'm saying something. I don't give a fuck if I get in trouble or not. I really just don't give a fuck. Share, and subscribe. I appreciate if people subscribe. Get in the comment section. Let me know if you're from Vancouver, if you know this place. It's the old bourbon, the bourbon bar, 50 bourbon. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please subscribe. I'd really appreciate if you guys subscribe. I'm going to have more episodes of this stuff coming soon. Thank you very much. Everybody take care and have a good night. Thank you.